Hi, everybody. Welcome to my show. It's Saturday the 13th. Wow, it's beautiful here in California. I believe we're in the 80s. Let me see. What is our temperature? I just came in at 88. So beautiful 88. We're supposed to hit a high of 91 today, but it hasn't reached that yet. We peak at well, it doesn't even show it. At 3 o'clock, it'll be 90. And it shows that after that, it starts dropping about 6 o'clock. We only have a couple hours of high. So, anyways, it's gorgeous outside. The wind's blowing from the north. So, it's that cool wind that we get from the north. And I want to say hello to everybody. Tammy, Bambi, Marby, Cheryl, Kelly. I'm going to go through and put you guys all on the list. I was eating lunch with my husband. He actually made me lunch. Can you believe it? Talking about an about face. And Sunday was so slow because I used to always do a follow-up program right behind Brenda's tarot. So if anybody, if they get so busy they can't get the free readings, and people can come over in the room and get their readings. But the room, I only had 3 people in the room. I've never had an audience that small so I did 5 card draws I did double lines at 10, and then if they want to specify a question, $5 per question, just like I've been doing, and it was pretty cool. So the show ran a little longer, even though I only had 3 people, because I was doing longer readings. So when the room's really, really small like that, I can expand out. I love to do it because I love reading, and it was really fun. So, but I am on at 2 after Brenda Tarot's and Anne's show, Sunday show. I come on 2 Pacific time, which is 5 Eastern time. Do the math if you look between. It's 2, 3, 4, 5. And so I had a lot of fun. Just let people know. I forgot to send Dean an invite. I don't know if he'll join me or not. I don't know what his schedule is like. I talked to him for a little bit. Let me send him I don't even have my messenger open. Let me see if I can get a pop-up real quick. I'll send him an invite. If he can join me, he will. Pull him up real quick. There it goes. Okay. Sorry about that. Anyways, I sent it to him. I know he had to run his daughter something on his work or something she was doing. I know he got up early this morning and went shopping with her. He's such a good dad. And she's such a cutie. His daughter's a senior this year. I told him, oh, yeah, this is an expensive year. I said, you've got all her normal expenses plus all the ones you're not expecting. So you buckle up. Might want to keep some extra cash on hand. I know my daughter's senior year was sort of a constant last minute notice. Hey, Trend Zone, how are you doing today? I'm adding people to the list as people are coming in. And grab my other deck and I'll do a temperature of the collective. It'll be how we're feeling towards what's going on in this world rather than politics. It's usually always politically based, but where are we? Boy, these cards are really stiff today. I usually pre shuffle my cards. I got busy this morning. Oh, I had my party animal on last week, going out dancing and all that. I told my husband, nah, not going this week. I can't handle it. Too much. Oh, thank you for the donation. I got you on the list, Trend Zone. Of course, donations will be priority readings before the 3-card readings. So as donations come in, we will we'll get that. If you do send it to the ZELLE account, just let me know because it will take a little longer for it to notify me. I can verify it in the pending mode because it's a bank transaction on the weekend. So and ZELLE is a bank to bank with no fees. So just to let you know. If you have that on your, if you use your phone for banking, you just punch in the email address that's listed in the menu, and it'll go directly into my account. And there's no transfer fees on that. Well, at least through my bank has no transfer fees. I don't think anybody's bank does. I don't know. I've banked with USAA forever, so because we're a military family, so we don't get hit with all the fees. Okay, for the collective, I think I'll do a 5 and 5. The underlying card of the reading is the World card. I like that. Followed by the Lovers Partnerships. Let's see how that's going to read out. And the Knight of Swords. That's us running up the hill in our strength, our beliefs, what we stand for, standing up for our rights, not surrendering. Okay. We come into this reading with the Knight of Pentacles. That's us doing what we need to do to financially stay secure. I think this is us being frugal. This is taking care of our needs. And my favorite coin phrase right now is we're not jonesing anymore. Meaning we're not keeping up with the Joneses. We don't care if the Joneses has a fancy boat and all that. They're not taking it out to the lake, putting $180 of gas in their boat so that they can have a fun day and just dump the money down the drain. They're staying at home, they're keeping the boat parked, and they're doing things around the house that and more locally that cost less because they're trying to hold on to their money right now. Like the rest of us, we're being very frugal right now. We're barbecuing at home. We're cooking more at home. We're not eating out at ridiculously priced McDonald's and fast food. I think fast foods is sort of not trending anymore. If it costs you $30 to go for 2 people and pick up a quick fast food meal, For $5 more, you can sit down in a restaurant and be served. My husband and I rarely go out, but you know what I mean. We go to this local mom and pop taco shop that's off the beaten track. Only locals go to it because it's not on the main drag and where people are shopping and visitors are in town and stuff like that. Food's phenomenal. I live in California. If you go into a Mexican restaurant in California, you get a platter of food. I mean, you can easily share a plate of food with somebody. And the average price of the meal runs between $11.99 and $12.99. Unless you go something non-traditionally Mexican food. Most of the entree, the dinner plates, your entree with rice and beans, endless bowl of chips and dip. My husband and I can eat out there. We always drink water when we eat out because, $3 a pop per drink is ridiculous. But we drink water. But we can eat out there for $24 to $26. That's pretty reasonable. And then we go out dancing. Or sometimes we'll eat at the Marriott, and they have really good. It's between a medium and a small pizza, and you can order any kind you want. And those are really good. So we can do that for about $20 to $25, $26. To me, that's reasonable to eat out, and we so rarely do it. So we just sort of make it a treat. Usually once or twice a month, we might do that. I cook everything from scratch. I love to cook. As you well know, I usually had, when I was recording from my dining room, I usually had something in the oven going on. But yeah, I've been cooking a lot. I tend to, because there is just the two of us, I'll cook enough for a family of 4 or 6, and then I'll divide it up and package it up into multiple meals, and I'll go on a cooking spree. I'll cook 2 or 3 things at once that are similar, and so I'm doing all my chopping at once and cooking at once, and then I'll serve one of them up for dinner, and then I'll package them down into 2 serving. I bought these 7 by 5 by 2.5 inch deep tins that are reusable, and they're really well made. And then I wrap them in heavy duty foil, roll them, and write on the top with a permanent ink marker what it is, cooking instructions, just in case my husband, I end up in the hospital or something, which, knock on wood, I'm done with that. My guides keep on telling me I'm done with that. And then he can warm it up. And he's got 2 meals. I always put that there's 2 meals in this container, not 1. So anyways, I do that a lot. So, and I don't make very many casseroles. It's usually dishes of some kind. I'm not really, every so often I'll make a casserole. It's so 1970s. I grew up on casseroles. Didn't we all, right? But anyways, I do that. So anyways, we're being very frugal. Things are moving swiftly. We're driving our own chariot right now. We're all moving quickly towards positive things. The one thing my guides keep on telling me, the message for everybody is you need to keep your faith in the positive. Don't allow the negative energy, the fear, the mongering, the news. If that is setting you into a mindset of worry, turn it off. Okay, we got to think positive. As long as we're keeping our focus on the positive things, what we need to do to financially be secure, to have food in our house, to meet our obligations, roof over our head, medications, etc., etc. Work from a budget if you have to. If you need to get organized and know exactly where your money's going. Also, one of the things I've been doing is I keep my grocery receipts. I tend to buy, like most people do, we tend to buy the same things every time we go shopping. So I've been watching the groceries and prices going up and down and all that. Fresh produce, things like that. It's, I live in California. We grow it here. But there's like, hey, warrior girl, I'm adding you to the list. Those things are going up because, they've been rating our farms, we don't have people that they're afraid to go out and pick the crops and stuff. So the cost of produce is going up very quickly, but some of the other products in the store have come down in price. So my grocery bill actually dropped $30 from the prior month, and I'm looking at the comparative to the receipts. It was a balance of things like lunch and meat, cheese. I eat a lot of cheese. Eggs prices have gone down. Dairy prices have gone down. And then I sent my husband to pick me up some half and half, and he went to 3 stores, and not one store in town had half and half. Not even the small containers of it. Like, what the heck? I always buy powdered milk because I'm lactose intolerant, but I cook with milk. So I just make powdered milk if I make a quarter up, and I cook with it when I need it. And I'll buy my husband milk periodically. He just guzzles it. And I only buy it if he's asking for it. He's not a big milk drinker. But other than that, we live on coffee and tea and stuff like that. So anyways, back to the reading. Okay, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Financially, we're looking at financial stability, being frugal, spending our money wisely. Things are moving quickly right now. How we're emotionally feeling. We're driving our own chariots. We're moving in the direction we want to move in. Like I said, keep your faith. Be positive. Don't buy into the fear and mongers. With Casey's death, we don't want to celebrate that. That's whatever karmic faith was meant to be. It happened. Stay out of that negative energy of having a party because somebody passes away. No, we don't need to go there. It is what it is. It's just one less voice in the repetition of negative messaging. Okay, the center of the reading is the Knight of Wands. That's us using our creativity, our knowledge, our strength, our fire energy to move forward. This is a take action charge. This is us fighting for what we believe in, standing up for the truth, and being creative about it. You don't have to be out there on the streets marching if you don't have the ability to do that. You can be doing it from home. You can just be doing it through messaging and support on the internet, like I'm doing. If you don't have a channel, just encourage people. And blessing to all the people that have the ability to get out there and march. I wish I had the strength to do that right now. I do have some limitations on my mobility that I have to be very careful for because I can't walk long distances, and I don't want to go in a wheelchair. So I taper down. I'm very supportive of anybody and everybody that can. But if you have the ability to do that, donate your time to the party, to something you believe in, to a candidate you believe in. Even if you're doing it from the sidelines, just a quick little donation to them is helpful. But that's the energy we need to be in. Also, be frugal when you're grocery shopping. Pick up 1 or 2 extra items of something you use on a regular basis just to have a little build up stock. Don't go crazy and go on this mega. Got to stock up 20 cases of toilet paper just in case there's another toilet paper shortage. I mean, we don't need to hoard. We just need to be frugal and make sure that the staples that are important for us to make meals are in our cupboard. I bake bread. It's really easy to do. I buy my yeast in a block that's 1 pound block, and I keep it in the freezer. And once I open it, I put it in a Ziploc bag, and I push all the air out of it, and I keep it in my freezer door. And I buy, instead of buying just a bag of flour, I buy the big bags at Costco because they're $7 and something. Last time I bought a 15-pound bag of flour, and they're like $5 something for just the 1.5 pound or 2 pound bag of flour in the grocery store. I mean, what a steal, and that makes making bread and making 1 or 2 loaves of bread about 25 to 50 cents a loaf versus $2.55, $3 or $4. And you can buy the everything bagel seasonings, and you can buy, things to throw in if you like the crunchier breads, which I do. I also buy wheat flour and stuff like that. But yeah, bread's one of the easiest things to make. It's just yeast, water, a tablespoon of sugar, flour, an egg if you make an egg bread. some milk if you make a milk-based bread. Pinterest, tons of bread recipes on there. And yeah, very easy to do. Okay, as we're moving through, after that Knight of Wands in the center, I'm chatty today, if you hadn't noticed. I get the Queen of Wands. That's us rising into, lots of wands. This is us taking action. This is rising to our higher power. This is the Queen of Wands that uses creativity, that creative energy to take care of her household, being creative at home with her children, with her family, with her job, with her work, using her knowledge to build a better life. So I love that. Yes, check on your neighbors. Keep an eye on each other. I know all my neighbors around me. And I always tell them, if you're going out of town, just let me know because I'll keep an eye on your house. I usually know who comes and goes. It's not that I'm being nosy. I don't run over there and visit all their visitors, but I'm aware of who regulars their house. So if they were out of town and somebody I've never seen there before, I'm either walk over and question them or call the police and have the police come out and question them. I love the intuition. And if I think something is up and something looks suspicious. Okay, we move into that Four of Wands. We have a great foundation. We've all built a foundation that we're living in. This is that energy. We take the action to have a stable foundation in our home so that we're living comfortably. Our needs are met. We have the abundance we need to take care of ourselves and to help others out if we need to. Nothing's wrong with that, charity. As we go into the next week, we have decisions coming along. I don't know. I feel like there's something coming up soon. But we have decisions coming up. We're not taking this blindly, but we have the messenger coming towards us, giving us messages. Listen to the guidance that you're getting from your guides. Look for the signs and symbols of new messaging coming towards you. It's followed by the Hermit. Realize we are being guided. Our guides are working with us. Our guide teams are working with us. As psychics out there, if you haven't connected with your guides, I know most people in the room are very intuitive. And they do get messaging from their guides. They get those symbols, follow that guidance. And as you're working through the day, and if you're not sure, I always say, if you don't think you're hearing your guides, every day, just write a journal and ask your guides, do you have any guidance for me? And try free writing, just writing and letting your pen go, not really thinking about what you're writing. The messaging will show up. A lot of people can scribe, which is what I call free writing. A lot of people can do it and they don't even realize they do it. Or I do it on the computer. I type and my mind gets working so fast that I get on the computer and just type and not think about what's coming out of my fingers, just type away. And it always blows my mind when I'm channeling my guides through my hands and writing like that, because it's not my language. My guides can spell, I can't. And it's not in my writing style. It's amazing what comes out, the messaging. It just blows your mind. In the center of our week to come, we get the Eight of Pentacles. That is, we are in a cycle that is ending and starting that new cycle. I think we're moving from one eclipse to the other. This is an eclipse period. We just came out of the lunar eclipse. We're going into a solar eclipse on the 21st. Those of you that are impacted by eclipses, you're going to feel this energy. It can be very, very good, or it can be a bit negative. It depends on if you have good and bad things coming in. I've had that, going from feeling tired and sick and healing to the spur of energy as I went into this lunar eclipse cycle. My guides are telling me I am making it past that healing hurdle now. I've got about another year to completely heal. And believe me, my incisions from my surgery that I had all those wound vacs on, I've got a lot of tissue healing, and my stomach is so itchy right now from all that new tissue still developing. But I'm on the upswing now. My energy levels are up. I'm feeling good. And I just keep on telling myself, don't be the bouncy toddler. You can't go out and overdo it. Pace yourself, pace yourself. You're not 20 anymore. which is I feel like I'm that energetic. So I spent Monday and Tuesday vegetating from going out twice on the weekend. And I said, no, I can't do that anymore. If I go out, I need to more listen to the music, maybe get up and dance once or twice. But I really overdid it. And I hadn't seen so many of my friends in so long. It was just such a wonderful greeting from everybody and all the prayers and love everybody had been sending me. So it was really nice to get out and see everybody. We do have a little bit of mental infighting going on, or a little bit of it could be in the household too. I always think of this as mental because that's who I fight with is myself. Um, I try not to fight with my husband, and we've gotten past the arguing thing, so we're on the same page now. But yeah, this is just a little mental struggle, of figuring things out. Just don't let it get you down. If it's not serving you, let it go. And realize that any time you have conflict or you're dealing with something from your past, if it's not serving you, sever yourself from it, cut those ties, let it go, and look and see what positive did I learn from this? What can I take forward to keep my life running in a positive way? And that's going to be that lesson that you don't need to repeat. Very important. If we learn the lesson the first time, we don't keep repeating it again and again and again. And the final card from us is the Emperor. We are the Emperor. We are our own Emperor. We're not serving an Emperor. We are the Emperor of our own households and our own destiny. And we need to embrace that power and in faith, in belief, and taking care of our families, that we can make the decisions of knowing what's right and not buying the rhetoric, not buying the fear, not buying all that negativity that's out there. So blessings to everybody in the collective. That's my reading for the collective. Okay. And Trenzone, I take it you want a general because you didn't post a question. Hey, JR. I'm building the list. And we are doing $5 questions. If you have a question you want me to answer, it's a $5 donation either to my PayPal account or my ZELLE account. And your question will be a priority. If not, hello, Latoya. Welcome to the room. And everybody else, it's a $3 or a 3-card free reading. It will be a general, though. I won't answer questions on that. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Did you have a question, Kelly? If you'll put it in the chat. Last reading was really interesting. I hope everything is settled down with the family. I had to go back and rewatch that one because it was so powerful. So this is for Trenzone. I'm going to switch from one screen to the other. I don't have my Facebook up, so I'm going to pop this one up. And Kelly, you're next. And I want to be able to see the chat. I realize I cannot read the chat while I'm reading usually because I tend to channel when I read. As soon as I pull out of the reading out of the channel, hey Brenda, then I can read. And Brenda, I added you too. Okay. It's funny. I was watching Libby this morning and she had the 3 of Pentacles. And she says, "Oh, the lights are out of order." I thought, well, I wonder how they are. Yeah, I was thinking this was the lights on this because it looks like a traffic light. I thought they were red, orange, and green like they are. I guess it's orange, red, and green on the card. It is mixed up. And she read it that way, and I thought, well, no, I put a statement in there. No, in the United States, it's red, orange, and green, and green on the bottom. The underlying card, Gerald, is the Four of Wands, great foundation. Of course, I love the way they're celebrating on their great foundation. I think this is success celebration. They're happy, joyous, and I know you're grounded. You have got a good foundation going. You got this under control because you are the king of cups. You control your emotions, you control your finances, you control that flow of energy and finances and everything in your life. Um, you're very perceptive, you're very intuitive, you're connected with your guides. You have the Four of Swords. You are willing to take a look at yourself and take a look at the situation. You don't let it get you down. You deal with things and you use your heart and you follow your heart. You believe you believe in your truth and you don't allow people to take your truth away from you. You don't play follow the leader. You are the leader in your own life and you stick to that energy. As we come into the reading, of course, I got Pentacles right off the bat. I've got the Three of Pentacles. This is you working in conjunction with other people. It is finance and health related. You have good finance and health. You're not afraid to work with others to create opportunities and success as a team player. That is followed by that Two of Cups, working in partnerships with people. It's an emotional partnership. This could be with somebody you've met recently, a family member, or just a very close colleague, working in partnerships to achieve your goals. You do have opportunities coming your way with the Two of Wands. You have a decision to make which direction you want to go. You need to take action. Follow your heart's content, though, because you have great intuition, great ability to know what is right and to follow your heart and the guidance that your guides are leading you to in the right direction. But you will take action to make a decision. And I love this because it may involve the world or travel, because right at the bottom of this card, and I always remember this, it always stands out, is a little VW bus in the world. So this may be a decision of making a trip, because I've been feeling like you're going to make a trip soon. Do something different. Don't go visiting necessarily a bunch of relatives. Get out there, see someplace in the world you wanted to see, make a trip, go do it, have fun, and enjoy the adventure. You've got the Hangman card. This is not you being hung up on anything. This is you looking at life at a higher perspective, taking the time to look at the view and to realize that there's a lot of opportunities out there and you're just assessing the world and where you're at in it right now. So always good to take a look from another perspective. Instead of just staying in the same old routine and getting caught up in that constant, live, repeat, wake up, wash your face, get dressed, do your day, come home, eat, go to bed. Don't keep everything routine. Shake it up a little bit. Look at it from different perspective. Take a different route. Let opportunities come towards you, because you are nothing but strength. You get the Strength card, and I love this. You have the Strength card, and you're moving strong in this week and in this energy. So blessings to you, Gerald. Just got the Three of Pentacles, but that's you making money. Your next opportunity is coming your way, and you're going to take advantage of it, work with others, and look at life from a different perspective. Maybe you'll spend a little bit of that money and take a trip and pamper yourself. Go someplace new, someplace interesting. I love it. So blessings to you, Gerald. And can't wait to see your reading from Brenda tomorrow. Brendan and She will be on at 11 Pacific time, 2 o'clock Eastern time. And whatever the time difference, I think it's from the Eastern time, I think it's a 7-hour difference in UK from Eastern time. So 7 to about 9 in the UK. And I'm guessing. Next up is Kelly Shockley. I'm switching back and forth from one screen to the other. Okay. Come on, I ate the sandwich. I forgot to take my insulin. I made the mistake yesterday or day before yesterday. I got up and I made canned biscuits. You know, you buy in the store the big buttermilk biscuits, which I can make from scratch. And you know, in the prepackaged food, there's a lot of hidden fats, sugars, chemicals, whatever. Which is why I prefer cooking from scratch. And I have a really phenomenal biscuit recipe that I learned to make from my aunt, you know, handful of flour, baking soda. The trick is putting the cream of tartar in it because it allows your biscuits to rise up, not overworking your dough. And I always grate my butter into my buttermilk biscuits. I freeze the butter and then I put it on the grater and grate it in and then handle it, just mix it until it comes together. And I roll it out thick and then I cut, not twist, but just literally use a biscuit cutter and cut them and then put them on the baking sheet. They turn out phenomenal, fluffy. And if you fold your dough, you roll it out, fold it a couple times, it'll cause that layering. Plus using the frozen butter and grating it helps too. You don't want to overwork your dough though, because that will make your biscuits really dense. But that cream and tartar will allow them to rise and stay and rise really big. Makes those great big giant biscuits. But I ate the canned biscuits yesterday and my blood sugars went through the ceiling. I mean, I was up in the 250s and my blood sugars never go over 170 when I top out in a meal. I had one biscuit and scrambled eggs with it. And I'm like, oh my God. And then they stayed up there for like 3.5 hours. Even after I took insulin, I took several bolus shots trying to get them to come down. Just locked up there and didn't want to come down. And so I couldn't eat anything until I get them down because I didn't want to end up in the 300s. So I went like 5 hours before I ate again. And of course, when your blood sugars are really high, you're hungry because you want to eat. Everything tastes super good when they jump up high. And I keep mine like down at 90 where they're supposed to be like all the normal non-diabetic people's are. So I'm not constantly hungry. But wow. And then they were bouncing all over the place the next day, of course. And I ate early, and I normally don't eat until almost lunchtime. I don't break my fast that early in the morning. I live on coffee anyways. But Yeah. So I won't be eating canned biscuits ever again. If I'm hungry for biscuits, I will make them from scratch. Lesson learned. And that's part of the reason why I cook everything from scratch is there's so much hidden fats and sugars and salts and all that. That way I can control what I'm putting in my body. And I don't have to deal with all the preservatives that really does have it. Those chemical preservatives are really not good for you. Okay. Kelly, did you have a question? Did I miss your question? I need to slide through. Oh, did you see? Well, I thought you and Austin already got married. Of course, I see a marriage for you. That was an easy one. I didn't even have to throw cards on that. But I will. And you guys will have children. Not immediately, though. You're actually, I think you're at least 2 years out before you try again. It'll happen when God's ready for it. You will be blessed with children, though. You still see that girl, that baby girl. And my guides wanted me to drop a double row of 5 for you, Kelly. That came out of my hands. 7 of Swords. You are charging up that hill in your power, in your strength, in your truth. You're not taking gut from anybody. Stand in what you believe in. Run up there and stand up and put your sword up as a warrior and fight for what it is you want. I proposed to my husband. By the way, it's a two-way street. We've been together, I think, 7 years, 8 years. I already thought we were married anyways. And my mom said, man, I don't know why you guys just don't get married. You get all the tax benefits and everything from it's more than tax benefits. Our car insurance went down. You know, when we combined, when you're not, when you go out of single mode and you're married, suddenly you're financially more secure. You get better breaks on everything. It's weird. And I don't know why. I cash and carried everything. I didn't have a bunch of debt. That's followed by the 5 of Swords. A little confusion, a little bit of conflict in your head, a little bit of emotional conflict. You want to get married, but you're afraid of the marriage. It does change things. It really does, Kelly, but not always for the worse. You're going in as a partnership. I think in the overall mix of things, it does change your relationship, but if you have a sound relationship, remember communication's always the number one thing in a marriage. When you stop communicating, things start falling apart. But yes, I do see partnership, that beautiful partnership. I think you're both ready for this next step. So I think it's something you need to openly talk about and tell them, yeah, I think it's time, nothing's wrong with you putting it all on the table. When you're ready, plant the seed. Have a discussion about it. Marriage is not just because he asks. It's something you do as a partnership. So nothing wrong with you bringing it up. I love this. Coming into the reading, I get the 3 of Cups. Celebration coming to there. The wishes, your cup's full, and they are pouring those wishes out on you. So if that is what you're wishing for, yes, your wishes will come true. It is followed by the Page of Cups, that messenger card. Like I said, you can be the messenger. You don't have to wait for him to be the messenger. You can be the messenger and rise into the energy that you want to put out there. Let him know, yes, I'm thinking about this. It's really important to me. I love you to death, blah, 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 blah. Fill in the blanks. Have that discussion with him. Tell him how you feel. And then let it rest. He may just immediately say, yeah, we should go ring shopping. Then again, he may need a little bit of time to ponder that because he's thought about it, but, dragging their feet a little bit. But you guys have been together for quite some time. So I do see you doing that. You get the Nine of Cups. This is at your cups, the abundance. Your cups running forward. You're celebrating the abundance in your life and the joy in your life. I'm taking this as a big yes card, or as some people say, watch out what you wish for. No, I think your wishes will come true. You'll have that abundance in life, that partnership in life. It is what you're really wanting, is that completeness. You complete each other and you can work together doing that and creating a great thing. Yes, you're in the ending of the cycle of being single and moving into that new life cycle together. And so you have an ending and a new beginning. Marriage is a new beginning with somebody, even if you have been together for years. It is a new beginning. It makes changes in your life. It gives you more opportunities. You plant your seeds together and you reap what you sow. So yes, and I get the Lovers. So all indications is, yeah, you've got marriage coming in your future, that partnership, that loving partnership. Love the cards coming in. You get the Knight of Wands. You taking charge. Nothing's wrong with taking charge, girl. Like I said, you can bring up the topic. You can tell him how you feel, that you think it's time to do this. That's what I did. And then after he thought about it, he came back and said, when? That was his counter proposal. When? I pulled a number out of the sky and said, well, I better look and see if that date's even on the weekend, because who gets married in the middle of the week? It was. That's the day we got married, so we put it on the calendar. And funny. But that's followed by that Nine of Pentacles. Not only do you get the Nine of Cups abundance, but you get financial security too that comes with this. I know you both are hard workers, working hard. I know you run a business, very self-sufficient. I think he does too. I'm not sure what he does for a living, but somehow I know he's financially secure. You're not dating somebody that is dependent upon your income, but you both contribute to your thing. You get that Knight of Pentacles, that steady flow of security together in a partnership. So this is going to lead to really good financial security as you move forward together. I love this. Be temperate, put it out there that this is what you'd like, the direction you'd like to go, and then be temperate. Allow him to come back. Don't expect an immediate response, immediate answer. Allow him the time to ponder it, to think about it, and to come to the realization, yeah, I love you that much too. Why not? This is the next step. We're ready for that next step. Just be patient with it, though. Pamper each other, pamper yourself in that process of that temperance. And you will be marrying the King of Pentacles. He's going to bring that security, that balance into your household, into your family. See it as a very positive, very good marriage, a very stable marriage, because the King of Pentacles is a financially stable man that takes care of his family, takes care of his kingdom. And hello, you got the king on your side too, because you are a king, you're self-sufficient. That's always a plus, is if you can take care of yourself, you're not marrying somebody to be kept. And that's always a bonus. So you go in with equal footing, and you'll run your marriage that way too. So blessings to you. And what did Warrior Girl say to you? I'm curious. She's so extremely intuitive too. I kept on asking her, why doesn't she open a channel? Open a channel. And I understand why she doesn't. She works from home. Okay. Yeah, the number of births, yeah, people are not having as many babies. No reason to rush. No reason to rush. Children changes the whole dynamic. But it's a beautiful thing. And I'm not crazy about children, but I love mine and I love my grandchildren. I just don't like other people's children. No, I don't think it's that I don't like other people's children. I don't like the way a lot of people parent or the lack thereof when the children are running the families. And I have a real problem with that because I grew up in the 60s and 70s where, we addressed the adults by Mr. and Mrs. or mom and dad or yes sir, no sir, because I also lived in San Diego, very military oriented town. So a lot of the kids in our neighborhood had fathers in the military. That's the way they addressed their parents. But I don't think I ever sassed back to my mom until I hit puberty, and then you just run a hormonal muck when you're at puberty. But no, and I never defied what an elder said to me. I mean, we wouldn't just, wouldn't have thought of it. And tantrum in the store doesn't happen in my family. Not even permitted. If you throw a tantrum, you're guaranteed you won't get what you want. Pretty much an insurance policy of you'll never see that item in your basket. And my daughter's steadfast on that too. My grandkids know better. They can ask, but no tantrums. And I was talking to Dean this morning, and he was listening to YouTube in the background on his laptop when we were talking on the phone. And Trump announced the Santa Claus tax, the Santa Claus tariff. I said, "Oh yeah, absolutely." Well, a lot of kids' toys and stuff like that are made overseas nowadays, not here in America. I said, "You gotta bet he's gonna cash in on that one and get his cut." So I question where the tariff money is going. Does he have a personal account he's billing, or is it actually going to the Treasury Department? But I keep on putting out there, and maybe I should read on it sometime, is what is happening to all those job eliminations, all that congressional funds for all these different agencies and everything. They don't have any contracts because they've shut the agency down to nothing. They're not supporting anything they're doing, and they're saving tons and tons of money for when they cut 20 to 40% or more of an agency or shut it down altogether. Where is that money going? Has he misappropriated to support some other cause, to fill his own personal coffers? Why are we so in debt if he saved all this money doing this? That should be all positive revenue that's not being paid out from our treasury. So how can we be $3 trillion plus over our budgets when that money's not being spent? That all pre-allocated money is not being spent unless he's misappropriated someplace else, which is illegal. Not to read politics today, but why isn't some investigative reporter out there digging that up? And talking about it, because aren't you all curious what's happening to all those tax dollars that were appropriated into the budget? And why are they having so much difficulty coming up with a budget? We're 4 weeks away from the deadline on the new budget, and nobody's talking about it. So I'm always very curious on that. Okay, I am going to the list, so I'll switch back and forth. And this is who I have on the list. I have Cheryl, Warrior Girl, Latoya. Come on, scroll. My mouse isn't. There it goes. And Brenda. I have a small room today. I didn't even look at the count. Okay, so we have the four. If there's anybody else in the room that I've missed, please say something and I will add you to it. Because I am only human. Okay. Let me grab Cheryl really quick. Here's Cheryl. I'll put my live chat back on so I can see if somebody pops in the list. And I want to thank everybody that sends donations. Feel free to donate to the channel, even if you don't want a complete reading or you want to donate, help buy me coffee. Since coffee, I usually buy whole beans and grind them myself. And coffee prices have gone from, I used to get it for $7.98 a pound, and now it's up to $12.98 a pound. I've been getting it at Costco rather than buying it at the grocery store. It's almost $14.98 at Winco, which is usually where I was getting it for $7 something a pound. And I love the brand of coffee, the whole beans that they buy there. But so it was cheaper to buy a 2.5 pound bag at Costco than it was to buy the list beans at Winco. So I just bought and then I discovered the Kirkland brand. If you're into coffee, Kirkland brand coffee beans are, all the Kirkland brands, which are the Costco brands, are all made by major manufacturers. And who makes their coffee beans is Starbucks. So if you're a big Starbucks fan and you have a Costco card, you can buy them at Costco. And they're sitting right next to them. There's about $3 or $4 difference in price. And Costco competes shelf side by side on the shelf. Either way, they're making money. But yeah, I buy a lot of I shop at there's certain things I buy at Costco. I tried, last time I went shopping at Costco, I actually got out of there for $35. So that's just unheard of. But anyways, okay, Cheryl. 3 cards. Let's see what's up. Underlying card of your reading is the High Priestess. That is you being connected with spirit, with the divine, with your guides, that divine energy. So you're listening to your guides. Oh, I love the card behind it, the world. So you are in this beautiful cycle of the world. You're completing your cycle, but it's all very positive, and you're moving forward very quickly as you move through this, out of this cycle and into the next. It's all shining light on you, and you're getting balance with the 2 of Pentacles. I love that. When they wanted to speak, it wanted to speak. Coming into the reading, we have the King of Swords. This is you standing with as a warrior in your truth, knowing what your direction. You're not going to take the BS from anybody. You're not going to believe in the rhetoric or anything like that. You're going to stand in your truth, your power, your knowledge, and stand up for what you believe in. You're a warrior in that respect, and you will not allow somebody to make decisions for you and point you in the wrong direction. So keep up that great energy. You've got Judgment right in the center of your reading, and I'm hearing no legal issues, but if you are entering into some kind of a legal contract or something, remember to rise above it. Read the fine print. Don't just sign on the dotted line thinking that they told you what it says. No, somebody that tells you what it says and rushes you through a contract or an agreement, you're not protecting yourself. So If you are going into any kind of contractual agreement with anybody, make sure you read the entire contract before you sign on the dotted line. And if there's anything you don't agree with it, you address it, you come into agreement, you both sign off on it, you make the necessary changes, and you have that person initial it as well as you initialing it, that you have changed the terms of the paperwork, or have them redraw the contract. This allows you to live with your higher self, to take yourself. You're living in that balance. You're seeking that higher self. You're taking control of the direction in which you're going. This is a positive judgment card, though. So I love this. It's not being judged. It's being taking care of yourself, living in your higher energy, rising above and protecting yourself. It is followed by the King of Cups. I love the king surrounding you. This is that emotional king. This is the one that he's nurturing. He takes care of his family. He is spiritually connected. He's grounded. He's moving with the flow of the tides. This is the Pisces king. Very, very creative, very nurturing, very spiritual. And this is the energy. You're surrounded by your truths, your strength, and your connection with spirit, your creativity. So I love these cards you're getting. And, beautiful journey. The underlying cards are telling you that. So blessings to you, Cheryl. And I hope that resonates. And I heard my phone ding when it's coming up on my phone. Oh, Tammy's in the room. Thank you, Brenda. I did see Tammy in the room. I don't know how I missed you. You're usually right at the beginning of the first one in the room. I may have missed you when I was clicking everybody, because I sort of ran in after I just had lunch with my husband. Yo, Brenda, by the way, he made me lunch today. Wonders never cease, do they, Brenda? And he's going out tonight to go dancing. I told him I really just wanted to stay home. As much as I love everybody, I just don't want to overdo it. It took me 2 days to recover from last weekend. I just think I'll just kick back and enjoy the quiet time at home. My mama cat had kittens. She's moved them from where she gave birth to into my dining room under my credenza. I don't even know how. I think she has 3 kittens. She looks like she's nursing 3. And they're still very quiet. I haven't heard. I heard one squeaking when she was moving them in the middle of the night. And then I just watched the hallway, and because I was laying in the living room, and yep, she had moved a little, looked like a tabby cat, like her, little black and white cat, or I don't know, it may have been tiger striped. It was dark, and I heard it meow, and I'm like, oh, okay. And so she's moved them, and I need to sneak in there and take a look at her. I've been just giving her private time with her newborn since they're about a week old now. So they're not active yet. And it's actually sort of surprised she moved them into the dining room because of all the other cats roaming around. But they don't seem to be bothering her. I need to take her down and get her fixed. Okay. Switch screens to use next on the list. And Warrior Girl, you're next on the list. Tammy, I did get you added to the list. And Warrior Girl, I hope you're feeling better. I've been sending you healing prayers and some Reiki, Warrior Girl. She took a fall and has pain in her hip. And of course, the doctors are going, it's just arthritis. I hate it when they do pat answers like that. Well, surprise, surprise. You also get the high priestess. That's your connection with the divine, with your guides. I don't even have to tell you this. And your spiritual energy. I know you're well connected. You're right on it. That is followed by the Ten of Pentacles, financial stability, happy family. So, yep, things around you are going to be financially sound right now. You're not going to be struggling too much with your finances. Um, you know, abundance in financial abundance. You can meet your needs, cover all the bills, all that. Um, and maybe a little extra comes in by surprise. You get the Three of Cups, that celebration. Your cup runneth over. I love the Big Dipper in the sky. Yeah, I would, if I was drawing these cards, I'd have a spilling of stars sprinkling down out of that cup because I think that'd be a neat imagery. But it's that celebration card of your wishes being fulfilled out there. And nope, that card's not for you. Nope, that card's not for you. Okay. We're coming into the reading with the Knight of Wands, that you're taking action, you're taking charge, you're getting the things done that need to get done. You're not taking no for an answer. And you're just taking charge of your energy. And I know you've been doing this with your doctors and with just everything you approach. You're using your creativity, your resourcefulness, your knowledge to get things done. Right in the center of the reading, you have the messenger, the Page of Pentacles. So he's telling you, yes, be frugal with your money, but don't be afraid to spend the money you need to spend on the things you need. You do have money availability and money security right now, and that you'll be able to meet the needs that you have. But do be frugal at this time, as we all are being. You are doing some of the shadow work right now, aren't we all? The shadow work is things that we brought forward from our past or from our past lives that we're working through, the lessons we're learning. But we won't learn these lessons. We sever the ties of things that are no longer serving us, and we take the positive energy so that we don't have to be on repeat of learning those lessons. Right now, the moon is shining down on you. He's guiding you in the right path and allowing you to get through those life lessons and the realization of everything you've worked through and what you've learned from those lessons. So blessings to you, and I hope that resonates. Next up is Latoya. Oh, yes. Of course, you may be added. And welcome to the show. I'm going to do a 5-on-5 for you because this is your first time in there. Smash the like button and hit the subscribe button. I'm on at 2 o'clock on Saturdays. I also do a show following Brenda Tarot, and she's in the room right now. She has a Brenda Tarot reading. She reads with Anne on Sundays and does personal readings on Sundays. $5 personal questions and then free readings afterwards. And I do an overflow program after her show. So if the room's super busy and she didn't get to you on the free reading side and you're on the list, feel free to come on. I'm on about an hour after show, about an hour and a half. I was thinking about moving my program up to 1:30 rather than 2. Everybody gets an hour break between them, but then you don't get so busy that you don't come in. So I probably will move that to about 1:30. They usually end at 12:30 because Anne's on the schedule and Anne's in the UK. So, but beautiful readers, please join. If you haven't seen Brenda, this will probably be to Latasha because I know everybody else knows Brenda. Check her out. She's fabulous. I have a good friend of mine and a fabulous reader, and her and Anne are just beautiful reading. Anne also has her very own design deck that she reads from. The cutest cards I've ever seen. She's just the sweetest lady. I just love their energy together. And of course, I will not be doing a Sunday show on the days that I'm filling in for Anne on the occasion that she has something going on with family and needs to be off. I will always happily fill in with Brenda, and then I won't do a follow-up show after that because I don't do 4 hours of readings back to back. It's just too much on the psychic body. Okay, so 5 on 5, and thank you for joining us. I hope. Okay, I'm going to read from my other deck. You're going to like this deck. This is these two are my favorite decks. The deck I've been reading from is my my Light Seers deck, and then this is my Oneness deck, and it has spiritual cards mixed in with the tarot cards. There's, I think, 5 or 6 extra spiritual based cards that are integrated in this, and these are my 2 go-to decks, my 2 favorite go-to decks. I've got tons of decks. On Sundays, I also read postcards from Spirit, which are one of my favorite oracle cards. So I always add those in on Sundays. I have 5 or 6 different oracle decks. My table's covered in cards, but these are the ones are my go-to cards. Okay. The underlying card of your reading that's setting the tone for your reading is the Emperor card. This is a card. The Emperor is strength in his kingdom. He's the one that rules his kingdom in strength and faith. And you are carrying that energy right now, that strength, that faith, that you know what direction you got. You won't know how to achieve things. You are the ruler of your kingdom. And you do it in strength and faith as you move forward in life. You do have some worries with the 5 of Cups, but this is nothing that's going to keep you behind. There are your cups. It's the 5 of Swords. I always say the 5 of Cups because it's a cup in the card rather than a sword. You stay in your truth, in your power, and yes, sometimes you have some conflict in it, but you're not out there in a dried up desert. And as you can see, this is like a dried up lake bed that's all crap there. You've got your cup. Your cup is full of water. Cups are representative of abundance coming your way. So whatever you're worried about, you do have truth and that fight to have that abundance in your life. Your cup will never be empty. So believe in that. You are being guided by the Hermit. He's lighting your path. Your guides are with you. They're guiding your way through the path and down that road in the direction you need to go. They've lit that path. This path is a stairway to heaven. It is allowing you to rise up to become the best you can be. So just keep following that path. Keep following that guidance you're being given. Your guides are always around you. They're speaking to you, and they're giving you that little push so that it allows you to move forward. Right now, you're coming out of a period where you feel like you've been juggling, but you get the 2 of Pentacles. This is financial balance, financial stability. So you're going to quit juggling so much. You're going to start feeling that balance in your finances again. So that's always a beautiful place to be. You get the 3 of Wands. This is you waiting on the shoreline, watching that sun, waiting for those ships to come in to bring you that prosperity, that opportunity. And you do have opportunities coming your way because it is followed by that 2 of Wands with this lucky onyx coin that you'll look through, and you'll have those opportunities presenting themselves. Follow your heart when you get opportunities. weigh out the balance. This is you having to take action and then making a choice and what action you're going to take with the opportunities coming your way. But take action. Don't just ponder it and then let it feather away. You need to make a choice and take an action on those opportunities that are presenting themselves, because it is going to lead to your success. You are manifesting this right now. You have the ability to know what it is you want, to see it, to create it, to manifest it, to put it out there in the universe and ask them to bring it to you. So keep manifesting what it is you desire and what it is you want to accomplish. And your guides will hear you and they will deliver. May not be instantly. It may trickle down here, there, and over time, but it will be delivered. Things are happening in synchronicity. This is one of the spiritual cards are in this deck, and it's one of my favorite ones because I love the idea that life happens in synchronicity. It happens in patterns. It happens when it's supposed to. This is your angelic energy around you, your higher self and yourself moving in that faith world, knowing that you can bring that faith is going to lead you in the right direction, and your higher self is helping guide you. It's not just your angels, but your higher self listening to those angels and taking that guidance. It falls into place when it's supposed to. So allow that to happen. You are spiritually connected, though. You're very woke. You're very aware that you have abilities. You're very intuitive. Let's see what else my guides tell me. You're intuitive. Oh, you're very much an empath. You emotionally feel people, things, and around you. Very in tune to the emotional environment around you, and you pick up on those things. You have a very good sense of the people and the environment and how to read the room and know what's coming next. Keep following that, because your guides are always sending you messages, symbols, and stuff like that. So if you're seeing sequential numbers popping up all the time, look up spiritual number meanings. For example, I see a Trinity number 333. I wake up at 333 almost every single morning, as long as I can remember. I actually woke up this morning. I didn't look at the clock, and I made myself a cup of coffee. I went to grab my phone so I could relax, listen to whatever was on YouTube early in the morning. And when I picked up my phone, guess what it said? 333. I have the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit around me, guiding me. That's what the Trinity means. So you have that connection with your higher self, your spiritual self, with your guides, with the divine. You are currently walking on your life path with the Wheel of Fortune. This isn't a crazy maze which you get lost to. You can see the path in which you're going, and you are walking the right path to get to the center, to meet the opportunities that you're supposed to be meeting. You live a life where you are in connection with the divine, with your spiritual self, with your intuition, and you are very grounded. This is the life force. This is the connection between the heavens and the earth. And always remember to keep yourself grounded. So if you're not feeling grounded and you're feeling a little unstable, a little off balance, take your shoes off, go for a walk out in the park, get in contact with nature. I always say take your shoes off and put your feet in the dirt. The best way to ground is to connect with the earth. If you garden. Get your hands in the soil, work the earth, plant the seeds, plant some flowers, create something that bring life back into this universe. And go out, sit in the park, enjoy the, if you're working and you take a lunch, go and eat lunch in the park and get connected with the trees and them waving in the wind and listen to what they have to say, because they're speaking to you too, as part of the nature of Gaia leading your path. It'll help you be functional and help you stay balanced. That is followed by the Ten of Swords. This is in the red or white deck, which is the traditional tarot deck. This is usually a blockage card, but in this card, it's depicted as a boat deck that's a little obscured, but you've already sailed off into the light, so you're following that light to success. It's almost like you're moving to calmer waters with like the Six of Swords card. You're in that you're in that horizon. You're following the light the sun. I always see this as a sunrise, not a sunset. Um, I guess it's how I perceive it. But this is you following that light, following the path in which you need to go. You're no longer on this disrupted uh, obstacle of a pier that is sort of falling apart and dilapidated. You've moved away from that. You're moving into positive things, into that light. You do have a tower, the tower card. This is not a tower card that's telling me is a negative thing for you. The world's not coming crashing down on you. My guides are saying no. This is the fact that there are negative things that are happening around us. This, I think, is the world as a whole. There's a lot of negatives in there. Don't allow that to break your foundation and to bring you down with it. Don't get caught up in the propaganda, in the rhetoric, and all that. You need to know that you have a strong foundation, because if you buy into that energy, you'll go falling down and crashing with it. But you're not going to. I'm going to clarify this card and see what Spirit has to say about this tarot card. What is it trying to further tell you? Wow. Okay, that's really interesting. It's telling you you'll be moving quickly by taking action and taking charge. It will move you quickly in the energy of this tower. Stay out of that negative energy. Move swiftly into that positive direction. Focus on what it is you need to do that's best for you. That can tell us with the eight of Pentacles. 8, love it. 8, 9. The Eight of Pentacles is your hard work. That hard work and that endurance. This is an apprentice card. This is you learning new things, working hard to achieve them, and putting your time and effort in them is only going to lead you in a good direction. What direction? The card following it is the Nine of Pentacles. It's financial security, opportunity. It's abundance financially. So this is not, this is, if you follow that negative propaganda and all that, it's going to lead you down the wrong path. You have a great foundation. This is warning you to stay out of that energy, because by your swift action, your hard work, it leads you to prosperity. So I love these cards. It's a phenomenal reading. Welcome to the show. I hope that resonates for you. Like, subscribe, join us tomorrow. I will try to get on at 1:30. In fact, I'll launch the show when I get off this for tomorrow for 1:30. And if I need to, for some reason, push it to 2, I will. But it'll just re-update itself if I need to do that, if I get busy doing something. I have no plans tomorrow other than doing reading tomorrow. And maybe I'll bake some bread or something. I know I need to bake something. I haven't cooked in a couple days, so it's sort of time for me to go on. You know, I've got these peppers. Maybe I'll make some chili relleno. Yum, yum. I think I'll make a chili relleno. I think I have like 6 peppers. I may have to go down to the store and get me some good cheese and some creamer to put in it. I like to cook. And I need to start sitting down and writing that cookbook. My dietitians keep on telling me, my mom told me for years, I need to write a cookbook. I cook all the time. I cook things from scratch. I don't use a lot of recipes, but I have a lot of recipes in my head. I'm very creative. And I am going to start working on writing my own cookbook. And as I do that, I'm going to see what it costs to self-publish, like in a spiral or something. And then I'll just sell them at a discount to all my followers. And I'll do it. I am primarily vegetarian, but I am a carnivore by heart. It's just that my body doesn't allow me to eat a lot of meat. But I will include meat recipes as well as vegetarians that have balanced proteins, that have balanced proteins that will allow you to eat healthy as a vegetarian, not just eating zero nutrient, like lettuce and zucchini type meals. No, it'll be more complex proteins that work for your body, along with eggs and cheese. And I'm not a purist vegetarian. I eat dairy. I eat cheese, eggs, and fish. So And there's a name for it. I just don't remember what it is. There's different categories of vegetarian. And I do now eat some chicken. And I've been trying to, every once in a while, sneak a little pork in because one of my favorite dishes is pork chops. But it's what I can digest. It's the foods that my body will allow me to digest. So I have to be good to my body. But I'm going to be working on that. That's one of my project work. I still have my tarot cards that it's in one of my notebooks. As I get my office clean, I'll find the notebook that I have all my cards written. I just don't have the artwork done on them yet. That's another project I need to do. I probably won't get that one done. Well, I probably won't get either of them done until we get the house sold and get relocated. And then I'm going to have a lot of time, so to speak, to work on those things and do some more focus work once I get settled in. And I'll start doing readings during the middle of the week and stuff like that, and get back on my old routine when my channel was busier. And a couple of people have asked me, can I start doing Wednesday show? Because I'm healing from all the surgeries and everything. I will start trying to work towards starting a Wednesday show. I've actually contemplated doing a little bit of political reading. If I do, I'll do that like in the midweek show versus the ones where I do the personal readings. And I may just pre-record those so that I could just post them up. I'm going to have to look at a careful way to address topics, though, because of how it impacts my family and some family business. So I will have to tread carefully on the topics in which I read politically. But I sort of miss, I'm really a good political reader. And I don't mind reading it. If you follow a lot of readers that read political readings, you'll see me in the chat under my channel name. And I'll write down what hits I'm getting because I channel when I listen to other readers. I'm not throwing cards in the background. I'm channeling information. And I'm in line. My guides are in line with several readers like Libby, Susan Lynn. My guides are totally in line with both their guides. I hear Libby's guides. She always says if you hear them talking, her guides will speak into her mic. When I hear her guides, I'll tell her the time mark. What she said when I heard them speak, and I'll send her a message letting her know what the timestamp mark is, because it picks it up, but it doesn't transcribe it. You can hear it when you go back at that timestamp if you're in tune to other people's guides. I don't think everybody hears it. Just like I've had several people say, if you look behind me, I'll have this great big blue orb, and I don't feel my dad right here right now, but it'll make this wall look blue. This wall is actually a very light sage green. But that blue orb around me is not my aura. That's my father. And it'll have like a silvery ring around it. That's my father standing behind me. He's constantly around me. I'm actually surprised he's not here today. Oh, yeah. You can start seeing this blue right up here now. If you can see spirit, you'll see that blueness now is coming in right above me. That's my father. He's in all my wedding pictures in a big blue orb. Which is really funny. But okay. Next up is Tammy. I am a little scattered today. A little chatty, a little scattered. How are you doing today, Tammy? I haven't talked to you and never managed to give you a call last week. I hope this finds you well. Hey, we're supposed to be first. I know. I am so sorry about that. She is our the other person that comes in. She is our moderator extraordinaire, along with Viviana, who is not here today. So Viviana must be out having a good time. I know Tammy moderates for Brenda, and we so appreciate and love all the help you give us, and also Viviana. And I know Viviana is on multiple channels, both political channels and personal channels, moderating. She can keep herself pretty busy. Okay, Tammy. Well, you're connected with your higher self right now coming into this reading. Your chakras are in alignment. You're listening to your higher self, making decisions that you know is best for you, and moving forward in that positive light, that connection with spirit, your guides, and very intuitive. And you connect well with your guides. You listen. You have the inspiration of cups, which is that Queen of Cups. This is that nurturing queen. You're nurturing yourself. You're nurturing family around you. You've got your guides, your spirit. All those orbs are spirit around you, supporting you and nurturing you through your journey as well. You're not in this alone, but you're in there with all your ancestors, being a nurturer, moving in that very positive light with that flow of that beautiful connection with spirit, with that Pisces energy, with connected with your spiritual guides, your intuition, and your creativity as you go about doing. You get the embodiments of wands. This is that your power card. This is that King of Wands. When you're taking charge with your creativity, your strength, your knowledge, your know-how of moving forward, getting things done, staying organized, and running your household like a well-oiled ship. I know things are financially hard at times. We're all going through that too. But you seem to always have the strength and the energy to make it the best of what you have, and to do it proficiently and creatively. The underlying card of the reading is, you're right in the middle of your awakening. This is your ascension and your awakening, your connection with God, spirit. That higher power is your intuition. You've been on this journey and you're ascending in that awakening as we speak. You have that Five of Wands. This is you no longer doing the infighting. This is you taking that string of the wool, that energy, and taking control of all the embattlement that you've had in your past, taking control of life and taking charge of it again. You no longer are trying to sneak and slither around. This is you having taken control of everything that you do. It's allowing you to do that ascension. Now you go with the flow, with the Spirit of Cups. This is that messenger of cups that reminds you, stay connected spiritually. Go with that flow. Be that stingray riding the tide in the waves and going with that flow. It's bringing you into a beautiful direction, and it allows you to soar in your emotions in the water and move in that really positive light, because you get the Chariot. You got all these water cards, these taking charge cards, taking control. You're driving your own chariot now. The decision's up to you, which direction you want to go. You just point yourself in whatever direction you want to go, and it's going to be the right direction to you. So I love the cards that you're getting this week. Blessings to you, Tammy, and we will talk soon, or give me a call. I always have my phone with me, and we'll catch up. Love you, dear. And Brenda, my final reader, my dearest friend, Brenda. This is Brenda from Brenda Tarots. If you are wanting a private reading, I am going to be starting private readings soon. If you do want one, though, and you are on my messenger, or if you're on Facebook, you can look me up under Kathy Stafford, Kathy Kathy, Stafford, Stafford. There'll be two of them listed. I'm not the ones with the coins. I'm that looks like a slot machine. It's the one with me in a purple shirt, red hair. I am a redhead, or I was a redhead until I got my COVID gray in. But if you do want a private reading, you can you can send me if your channel name and your Facebook name are different, just tell me who you are so I recognize your name. Ask me for a reading and what time would be good and what time zone you're in, and we can set something up. I am doing readings for $50 a reading right now, so if you do want to book a reading with me, you can. I just don't have a channel set up to do that, so just reach out, contact me, and we can work something out. And I do have a Zoom account, so I can set it up on Zoom instead of time, and will allow you to actually, if you're on a PC, you can record a copy for your own copy to your device, and it'll allow you to watch your reading. Or I can do it through Facebook or through Messenger. I can even do it on StreamYard too. I can run a StreamYard and make it a private context so you can go back and rewatch it through StreamYard too. I'll have to remember how to set that one up, but I know it can be done. And if you are looking for the, Brenda is also a tarot reader. She also is a Reiki master, does shaman work, numerous other things. Go check her website out at, I believe it's in Brenda Tarot. If you go to her channel, I know she has it listed in there. And if you're interested in any of the service she provides, she is a fabulous Reiki master. She does long distance Reiki. You don't have to go to her home to get Reiki done. Absolutely, she sends me Reiki for some of the stuff I've gone through. Absolutely phenomenal. So highly recommend her. She's always going, oh. So we promote each other. So anyways, I love you, Brenda. This reading is for you, Brenda. Okay, I got 3 cards jumping in my lap for you. Let's see what they are. The connection with your higher self. What a surprise. You've got the stars. Yes, spirit and the stars are shining down on you. Just put your wish out there into the universe, and it will deliver those shining stars. You have the Ace of Wands. You taking action, using your creativity, your knowledge. This is her writing, her production, her programming. She also does a weekly tarot that's absolutely phenomenal. They came out feeling like she read individually. I know a lot of people say that. Both her and Anne do weekly tarots, and she posts them usually, I think, on Sundays or Mondays. I don't know. They come out in the middle of the night most of the time. I usually catch mine as soon as it posts. And, you know, it's telling you, Brenda, be in your present. I know you are. So, and that's just the messages that were jumping out of my deck. I didn't realize so many cards fell. It only looked like 2 cards when I picked them up. I didn't realize there was 4 there. They wanted to be heard today. I don't know why your cards never surprise me. Well, the underlying card of the reading is that 6 of Wands, that recognition. In my deck, it's not a victory card. In this deck, it is recognition for your hard work, for what you put out there in the universe. This could be in your home life, in your career, in your services, or just recognition in general for all that you do for others. And she does a lot of work, not only with tarot and with Reiki and with private readings, but also with the church and with her prayers and everything. She's just nonstop busy. You get the 5 of Swords. Of course, you know, we work through this. This is you taking that strength, that power, standing in your power, looking for that abundance. Your cup is always full, regardless of how dire things may look around you. But then I'm not telling you anything you don't know. You know how to pull yourself through this energy. You keep what's serving you, and you let go of the things that no longer serve you and sever those ties. And you are a warrior, and you know how to use that thing. You're in control of your destiny. You have that chariot card, and Brenda is also a fellow Pisces, and we always drive our dolphins to lead us in those beautiful sacred places. These are our sacred animals of the sea, and they are driving our chariot. And of course, it's followed by the Spirit of Cups that go with the flow, that stingray that's riding that, flying in the wave of the flow of the ocean and enjoying the ride, allowing it to take you where you need to be in the right time and place. I always love that card. And I've swam with the stingrays. I would love to go swim with the dolphins because it's just, you know me, I love the ocean. Just throw me in the water and let me swim. I'm that kid. I learned to swim in the ocean too. The first card coming into your reading is the Spirit of Pentacles. This is that messenger letting you know your finances, money, security, it's there. I know you're a hard worker though. And it is followed by the card of abundance. I think I'm throwing you that Midas touch reading this week, Brenda. You have that the goose has laid your golden egg, and you have abundance coming towards you and your loved ones and your family. So this is, that return on your investment into yourself, your gifts, that sharing of your gifts and everything, and the love of people around you, and all the prayers and wishes for you and your family. You have abundance in your life. I love this. Right in the center of the reading must be your spirit animal, the bear. Strength, knowledge, power, just running your life in that positive, beautiful way. You're charging forward. You know what it is you want. You have the strength to do and achieve anything you want to do, and you're always doing that. It's followed by the Seven of Swords. You're always climbing to the higher mountain, getting the highest perspective. You don't have to worry about enemies or foe, that you're always standing at that higher level, taking charge and empowering yourself with the best view of the world from above, and knowing how to stand in your truth. And of course, being a Pisces, we always have that Seven of Cups, our ability to manifest, our ability to see what it is and to envision what it is as we move forward with new ideas, new opportunities, and new growth. You put that out there to the universe, and as you know, as you wish upon that star and you send that dream and that hopes and what it is you're wanting to achieve, your achievements come true. That spirit does grant you those wishes. You have the ability to see and envision what it is you want as you move forward in life. So blessings to you, Brenda. And I will see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock Eastern time, or 11 o'clock Pacific time, 2 o'clock Eastern time. You and Anna, look so forward to listening to your readings. And I want to thank everybody that came into the room today for readings, the donations. And I want everybody to have a great weekend. Enjoy this beautiful weather. Hopefully we will not have a major heat spell. I'm hoping we're supposed to stay in the 80s this week here in California. We had that 2.5 weeks of 108, 110 degree weather. I hate hot weather. Do not know why I live here. But I'm moving to hopefully getting the house in order so we can get on the market before the end of the year, and moving to a cooler for me climate. We're looking at Maryland, Western Maryland. I'm looking forward to living in an area that has 4 true seasons. So, and not a super heavy, not super freezy, super heavy snow, but some snow. But anyways, I want everybody to have a great weekend. Have a great Sunday. Of course, connect with Brenda Tarot tomorrow. I will be on at 1:30 tomorrow. I'll schedule for an hour and a half after an hour after her show ends. They usually run an hour and a half. And then I'll be on the following hour after her show ends to do the pick up on the free card readings if they didn't get through their list, or if you just want another reading. I do postcards from spirits on those days because I try to make it a little spiritual. It is Sunday. And if you haven't seen these cards, of course, most people in the room have. They're really, I love these cards. So we will do the message from Spirit postcards, and then general readings, and then also I'll do donation readings. If you have a question and want to donate $5, I'll still be open to that tomorrow. So I will see you guys tomorrow at 1:30. Everybody have a great evening and a good tomorrow. And blessings to you all. I gotta find my button here.